What is a misconception that the church has today about love? Most churches in today's presence do not have love. They lack love, at least genuine love. And it's not no surprise that history repeats itself, because that's exactly how the church in the times of Christ were. They lacked love. They didn't have true love in their hearts. And that's why Jesus had to come to show the Pharisees and the scribes and everyone in those ancient times in Jerusalem and Israel what was the original plan of love. Because people looked at the Ten Commandments and they thought that those were a harsh law that was impossible to fulfill, which is true. You cannot fulfill God's law without the main ingredient, which is love. And if there is no love in your heart, then everything is in vain. And let me explain. It goes, the first commandment, thou shalt have no other gods before me. Let's take that into comparison with human nature. Let's say you have a beautiful spouse, a handsome husband, you have beautiful children, you love your children. Would you want any other children? No, because you love your children. That's where your heart is, truly. So why would you ever want to replace your children with other children? That's just not possible. Same thing, if you love your spouse and you truly value them and they truly reside inside of your heart and your spirit, would you want a different spouse? No, because that's not going to even cross your mind, because your heart is with them. The same thing with God in the first commandment, thou shalt have no other gods before me. Why? Because if you truly love God and you appreciate everything that he has done for you, you're not going to want to put anything else before him. It is naturally fulfilled through love. The second one, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images. God is saying, do not make no other images of other deities or gods before me. Let's take it into human nature again. If you truly love your spouse, would you have a picture of a different person in your wallet or in your purse? No, because your heart is with that person that you're into, that your mind is engulfed by, because they are the other half of you. So why would you have a picture or an image of another person in your wallet? No, you're going to want to have the picture of the person you love in your wallet. It's the same thing with God. If you truly love God with all your heart, you're not going to want to put anything before him. Moving on, it says, thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. So let me explain. When you truly love a person, are you going to swear their name in vain just to prove a point to someone that probably doesn't even care? Because I always see people say, I swear to you on his name. I swear to you. Or they'll say, like, they'll just slur his name for the most insignificant things, because they don't know who he is. But would you swear the name of the person that you love in vain? Like, let's say your children. I swear to you in the name of my children that they'll die if I'm lying. No, you're not even going to think of that. You're not even going to fathom that. Why? Because your children are sacred. You love them. Your spouse is sacred. They're part of your unit, of your family, of your circle. Why would you ever want to even bring their name up to prove a point to something or someone? It doesn't even cross your mind, because you love them dearly. You're not going to want to do that. It's the same thing with God. If you truly love God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul, you're not going to want to use his name just for anything. You're going to hold him sacred, just like you hold the ones you love in your life sacred. Moving on. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. A lot of people have a misconception of the fourth commandment. And let me explain to you in human terms. Let's say you're starting to date for the first time. You start to go out on dates, and you meet this person that you really like, that you think this person is the person. This is the person. I know this is the person. I'm going to marry them one day. And you're just waiting for the weekend, for the work week to be over to go be with this person. You're the whole week at work or at school or wherever you may be, you're just thinking, oh man, I can't wait for the weekend to come so that I can go spend time with them. I'm gonna take them here. I'm gonna take them there. I'm gonna buy them this. Like, that first feeling of when you're in love. and you believe it all, and you hope it all, and everything is good. That is what the seventh day is. In the Bible, God hallowed the seventh day so that you can spend time with him, to meditate in him and in his creation and everything that he made in 7 days. In 6 days, and then on the seventh day he rested so that we could spend time with him and meditate on the beauty that he has made. God wants to be with us and have a day exclusively with us. And that's why the seventh day was made. And if you truly love God with all your heart, you can't wait to go and be in his presence and spend time with him and leave your worldly troubles and worldly your worldly thoughts of, like, you know, having to do this, do that, pay your bills and all those tasks. Leave them aside and go be with him. The same way that you are looking forward to being with that person on the weekends and spending time with them and doing fun stuff with them because your heart is there with them. That's the same way our heart should be with Christ if you truly love him. Moving on. So the first 4 commandments pertain to God. The 6th last commandments of the 10 commandments pertain towards humans, but they can also only be fulfilled through love, not works, because God can look into your heart, into your mind, and know if you're being false or true. It goes on to say, honor thy father and thy mother. Honor your mother and your father. If you truly love your parents and it comes from the heart, then you want to please them. And that's the only way that commandment can be fulfilled, is through true love towards your parents. And I'm sorry if you haven't had the perfect parents, because we do live in end times. And the way things are looking right now, no one is perfect. We all have flaws. But God is giving you a promise here that if you honor your parents, your days of life will be prolonged. But it can only be fulfilled through love. And sometimes our parents learn lessons through their children. When they mistreat us, but we still give them love in return, sometimes that's the only way to melt the heart of a parent to change, because he's learning through his seed. So, honor thy father and thy mother can only be fulfilled truly through love. The next one, thou shalt not kill. Think about it this way. Would you kill someone you love? Would you kill your child? Would you kill your father? Would you kill your spouse? No, you would never even think of that. If anything, you would protect them. Why? Because you love them. So that thought does not even cross your mind because of love. And only through love can that be fulfilled, to where you wouldn't think like that towards anyone. Moving on. Thou shalt not commit adultery. So if you truly love that other person that you're dating, if you truly love that other person that you're getting to know, but you also love yourself, would you want that person to do anything that jeopardizes their salvation, that jeopardizes their relationship with Christ? If Christ truly reigns in your heart through love, and love only, would you think of making another human sin? It wouldn't cross your mind. You wouldn't want that for them. You would want the best for them. You would want to do things the correct way. So through love towards another human, you wouldn't want them to commit adultery. Even though it may be very attractive to our human sinful nature, you would fight it off through love for that other soul. And only through love, true love, can that also be fulfilled. Moving on. Thou shalt not steal. Would you steal? If you see a child, really your child, very happy because he got the toy that he wanted, and he's playing with it very enthusiastically, and he's having fun, would you want to take that happiness away from him? Would you steal it from him and see his sorrow? No, because you love that child. You love his joyfulness and his happiness. It's the same thing with any other human. If you truly care for the human family, would you want to cause them any sort of discomfort or pain or sadness or sorrow? No, because you love them. So through love, you don't even think of stealing. That's something that does not cross your mind. Moving on. Thou shalt not bear false witness. To lie, basically. Would you lie to someone that you love? And in today's world, that is something that is very in the gray area now, because people talk about white lies and innocent lies. But I'm telling you right now, if you truly love someone, like if you love your children, do you want them to know the truth? Yes, you want them to be aware and to be knowledgeable of the truth. So that's something that wouldn't cross your mind to lie to them. You wouldn't lie to someone that you truly love, and that is the truth. So only through love can that also truly be fulfilled. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house and their belongings, and so on and so forth, his wife, his ox. Let me give you another analogy. Let's say your child grows up to be a very successful human being, and they buy a big house, and they have a beautiful spouse and beautiful children and a nice car in the driveway, and they're very, very successful. Would you covet them? Would you be jealous of them? No, because you love them. If anything, you'd be joyful and happy for them and be grateful and praising God that they are able to succeed in life and be where they're at. So through love, you would have joy for someone that has all these blessings instead of being jealous and coveting what they have. So only through love can also that be fulfilled properly. And here is where the church lacks. Because they go out and they preach that you should be a certain type of way, that you should be this way and think this way, and that you should be like a Jesus, but they're not telling you that you also need the fuel to become that, which is love, the fountain of love. Jesus, God is love. His law is love, as we just seen right now. But it can only be fulfilled through true love that only God can instill in your heart. And if that is not enough, let's go to 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians. And we'll go to chapter 13. 1 Corinthians chapter 13. And let's see what these verses say. And it's very, very clear right there. Though I speak with the tongues, like people boast of being able to speak in tongues in churches, of men and angels, and have not charity, which charity means love, okay? The translation for charity means love. So let me read that again. Though I speak with tongues of men and angels, and have not love, I am become as sounding brass or tinkling cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy, like many pastors, and understand all mysteries, like many scientists, and all knowledge, and though I have all faith, so that I could remove mountains, and have no love, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned, and I have not love, it profits me nothing. So, this is what the Pharisees and the scribes did not understand when Jesus came. They were doing everything by works, but the law of God can only be fulfilled through love, and genuine love that comes from the heart. So that if you lack that love and you don't know how to begin to feel that love, but you desire to feel this love, it starts with prayer. You have to ask God to help you instill this love in your heart and in your mind, so that it could be genuine, so that way His word can naturally be fulfilled through your life, only through love. Peace.